Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that. Just doing some random town stuff here. I'm just trying to get this character set up again to do some light dungeon crawling. Because I realized too, just in case there's like anyone new to UO or anything like that, or any of my spiritually initiated that are viewing, that are kind of wondering kind of the basics more or less of this game, instead of like all the treasure mapping and like high-end farming I'm doing all the time. This is kind of more of the basics of the game, if anything. This is what you'd kind of be doing if you were to just join up to the game. Maybe earning some gold for the first time, something like that, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm just turning the cotton that I had picked into thread, and then I used the loom with the thread to make that into bolts of cloth, and then the cloth can be used to be cut into bandages or whatnot. Actually, 1 second. I'm gonna run to my house really quick here. Get some newbie scissors. Go to Compassion Desert where the house is. Almost get jumped by a bunch of scorpions and earth elementals. Love living in the desert out here, right? It's a crap hole out here. I would just give him those newbie scissors there. You guys are getting to see a little bit of scenery here. I'm taking the scenic route back. Then this here is the event center. So this is open whenever there's an event going on or something like that. It's kind of a neat purple. It's a brighter purple than my purple. So we are going to go to Despise and go hack some lizard men for a little bit. And again, this is something that probably a new person would probably be doing. Really basic stuff, just using, you know, basic fencing and healing and stuff like that when we're there. Tried to buy like one too many. Actually, I'm gonna throw those over on this side just to keep my bags similar to one another. I like to keep things organized that way between my characters. Hey, Cal Ray, how's it going today? How are you on this fine, fine day? So what we're doing right now is, bud, we're about to be doing some kind of newer player stuff. So if you were to jump into the game, this is kind of more what you might be doing. Man, this song rocks. This one almost feels like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song. Hey? Can't you just see the montage at the beginning of the episode where they're going down the sewers and stuff, surfing? And then all of a sudden Krang comes out and he's like Alright, so what we're going to be doing is, like I said, we're going to go into Despise, which is kind of like the newer player dungeon. Oh, we got too many items in our bank. We got too much elite loot in here. Look at all my eggs, bud. So all these eggs are from the event that was just going on. It's like a special event, so we were collecting eggs the whole time, and all these are like Easter eggs that you collect. They're worth like 2 to 3 grand a piece. And then these ones are worth 5 points each, so they're worth like 10 to 15 grand per piece. So we made some pretty good money this event. The only thing is, though, we don't have any room for any more items. We're kind of maxed out for items here. Actually, you know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna give a set of armor back to Haplo in town here, just to hold on to. So then we free up a little bit of bank room. We'll let him hold on to one of our armor sets here, right? Okay, there we go. I got too much stuff. Bud. Okay. So here, now we're going to the dungeon. Alright, let's recall to the dungeon. Let's go kill some lizard men, shall we? Where are all the lizard men? Oh, there's one. There's not very many here. So slowly as we're killing them, we just want to make sure that we're using our bandages. So our cut up cloth was cut into bandages. So as we're getting damaged, we want to heal ourselves. So we've made a macro or a hotkey to use bandage on ourselves, which is Alt-X. So every time we get damaged, we can just press Alt-X and that'll heal ourselves, or start using the bandage on ourselves. Oh, this one actually goes there. And then, like I was saying, the main reason why we're killing these is for the leather. The leather is actually worth more than the gold on them themselves. You can get some spined leather for them, which is worth a couple bucks a piece. Where are all the lizard men? Oh, you're gonna come on? Where would you like me to meet you? Do you know what town or city you're gonna be in? Were you in Oklo? Like, are you a new player? We could always go to the new player dungeon and kill some stuff in the new player dungeon. The Oklo dungeon has a really good new player dungeon there. You have no idea where you spawn? Okay, if you give me a minute, I can come back to Oklo. Like, it's probably Oklo that you were in. I think that's where you started. I just gotta kill these lizard men here real quick. And then also, too, what that was that I just did there to kind of see all the things on my screen here, like all the different little bars and stuff like that, was if you press Control-Shift, it'll bring up a whole bunch of, like, kind of like the characters' hotbars and, like, all the different things on the screen. So if, like, there's a corpse that you can't really see that might be hard to get to, if there's a character, if you just want to click and drag hotbars off them, you can use Control-Shift to do that. Oh, do I not have it? Okay, and then also, too, under Options, what you'd want to do is you'd want to go under Containers as well, folks. And you'd want to set your containers to double-click to loot items inside the container. Just makes things a little bit easier, right? Because then you can just double-click things to, like, to loot the items. Yeah, 36. Okay, so just for point of reference there, just for any new folks on Ultima Online Renaissance, okay. So you can sell spined leather for anywhere between 20 to 25 gold pieces a piece, right? And that was... Okay, so, like, point of reference, like, we're barely even paying attention here and stuff like that. The lizard men are very easy to kill, right? So we've got so far... 36, there's going to be another 12 there, so there's going to be 48, right? 48 times 25 is 1,200 gold. 1,200 gold in, like, a matter of, like, you know, a couple of minutes for a new player would be a lot of gold. So just for point of reference, any new players out there looking to make some decent money on Ultima Online Renaissance, this, in my opinion, is probably one of your faster ways to get it, like as a new person, because you could be doing this virtually as like a brand new player. Like I'm using a newbie Chris. All I'm doing is healing myself slowly, and you could be crushing through this. All right, give me 2 seconds, bud. I will run out of here real quick and then recall back to town. What's your character name, by the way? What is your character name? Did it, like, where you are, does it look like this, bud? Or, I guess it might not look like this because you might not be at the bank. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Cal, where you are. I'll pretty much be talking exclusively to you, bud. I just gotta try and figure out where you are and stuff like that in the game. Yeah, like I said, 48 leather in that amount of time. And I mean, it's really quick selling it too, because there's a lot of people looking for spined leather because it doesn't get farmed very often, because most people don't want to just sit there killing lizard men, right? Most people are going after like bigger game and stuff like that. They're going after like dragons, which drop 20 barbed leather per piece, right? But if you're a new player, the lizard men are a really good spawn for just killing. Oh, look at this. That's weird. You spawned right on top of me. What are the chances of that? But yeah, the lizard men are awesome for new players right off the hop. Oh, look at this guy. He's got all the skills and all the right armor. Here, 1 second, if you want, since I have an abundance right now, if you come beside me, I'll give you another set of armor here too, if you want to use this. And then also too, probably use that or that. Use one of those swords. Those swords are a little bit better. Those ones are magical swords. They'll do a bit more damage than the one that you're using right now. Should maybe pull up some spells here just in case, right? Cure. This is like one of my first times playing this character, really. I barely ever play this character. Okay, so what you have to do is to put stuff on your character, what you'd want to do is in the top left-hand corner, there's a little triangle there. When you click on that triangle, you're going to get some different like options at the top. You'll click on the paper doll option, and when you click on the paper doll option, that's going to bring up like your character's little like the little screen for them, and then you can click and drag items on and off your character. You just click and drag the items that you want to put on or off. So you'd have to, like, in your case, you'd have to, like, take off the robe first to be able to see your other armor. And then you can click and drag items on and off your character to choose what items you want to wear or not wear. And it would be the same thing in your case with the sword as well, bud. So what you'd do is you'd go through and pull the sword off that you're using, and then put on the one of the swords that I gave you. You're actually wearing pretty decent armor. I didn't realize you had pretty good armor on. Yeah, you got pretty decent armor. So yeah, like I was saying, like, so what you would do is, like, you would just click on, like, you just hold your sword, and then just click and drag it into your bag. And it would be the same thing for anything that your character is wearing. You can just click and drag anything that your character wears and just place it back into your bag. Or put it on your character as well. But you have to take off the item that you're already wearing. So in your case, like, you'd have to take off your sword and put a new one on. You'd have to take off your armor, put new armor on. So on and so forth, right? Okay, so you're in war mode right now. Big disclaimer, get out of war mode, so press your tab button to, like, switch your character out of, like, attack mode. Because if you try and get back on your horse by double clicking it, you're going to attack your horse and kill it, right? Okay, so now that you're out of attack mode, if you just double click on your horse, so just walk up to your horse and double click it. Pretty much everything in this game is, like, super old school, right? So everything's done by, like, click and drag or double click in this game. So you just walk up to your horse and yeah, you got to be, like, relatively close to your horse, like, kind of like the tile beside it type of thing. But then as soon as you're the tile beside, yeah, there you go. And then you just double click it, and then you get mounted back up onto your horse. And then you're ready to go again. And then also, too, like, your bandages, like, these little, like, white, like, I don't know, it almost looks like popcorn. I've always thought this kind of looks like popcorn almost. The little white bandages that look like kind of like popcorn, those are what you want to use to heal yourself. So if you don't have a hotkey in your case, all you're going to do is, like, literally just double click on those bandages. It's going to bring up, like, this little cursor, and then all you do with that is, like, choose what you want to heal, right? So if, like, you want to heal me, you click on me. If you want to heal yourself, you just click on yourself, right? Like that's how healing works. Like I can heal you even, right? So like when you get damaged, I can just like double click and then click on you and you'll get healed, right, bud? So it's really neat that way. Like healing is really, really useful for a new character. And even that's what I was saying. Even if you want, like we'll talk about it later off stream and stuff like that, but I can even help you like build up your characters and stuff like that, obviously, right? So then like when you're ready to go again and stuff like that, like your character's all built up and stuff like that, right? But here, 1 second. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna take wait here for me for 1 second. I don't think this character, or maybe I can. I don't know. 1 second. Here, wait here for 1 minute. I don't know if I can gate or not, but I'm gonna try and gate us to the dungeon. Or actually, you know what? No, we'll go. I keep forgetting that we'll just go into the to the Oklo dungeon here, like right here. Okay, so if you follow me just up here, so this is like the new player dungeon, like just in here. So there's a little bit of everything in here, but you still got to be careful and stuff like that. But it's a little bit easier than some of the other dungeons. Oh, yeah. You just go in that little gray hole. And then this is like the dungeon down here, right? So like if you start attacking things down here, most of this stuff will give you loot. And you're still young. So it won't attack you right off the hop. You have to attack it, which is kind of helpful, right? So essentially the way you attack things is you go back into war mode by clicking your tab. Like see on my paper doll here, so how it has war mode, you can also click on that too to make yourself go back into war mode, and then your little cursor will go red, and then once your cursor's red, you double click on things to start attacking them. And then like you'll see your character start swinging at things, right? And then once you've like killed the item, then you can loot the item too. So in this case here, we got some like spined leather from it. We didn't get any gold, but we got some spined leather. So if you want, like what we can do is we'll go deeper into the dungeon here. Oh, you want to go that? Oh, can you go that? No, we'll have to go this way. I think you can go this way though. Like in this little secret area here. Or we can go down that hallway there too. Like you can kill all this stuff here, like that headless there. You can kill the giant rat. Like all this stuff you can kill here, right? And then slowly as you're killing stuff, you'll be like looting it too, right? So it's kind of very similar to like a lot of the Roblox games you play that way, right? So essentially over time, you'll loot these corpses, you'll get any of the like the items that they have on them or anything like that, and then over time you can take it back to your bank and then store up items and then buy stuff with it, right? Or you can sell items too in town. Can't hit this guy. When they get low on health, what'll happen is they kind of like run around and they'll kind of like try and run away from you. So what you have to do is like once they get low on health, you have to like chase them down and like finish them off. And then once they're dead, what you do is you double click on their body, like the corpse. And then once you double click on the corpse, it'll bring up their little like it's almost like a little coffin type of thing, and then you can loot the items from the coffin, like from the monsters. And there's obviously like bigger stuff we can take out too if you want to like go to a different dungeon as well, bud. These are kind of the newer things. Apparently these giant toads give spined leather too, though. That's what we were collecting this morning. And this is generally the way you would make money as a new player, but I mean, like I said, there's quicker ways to make money than this. Like, most of these are really super easy to take out. We're just taking out some swamp garbage. Ooh, I found like a secret way. This is like the secret passageway. Here, let's see what's up here. Ooh, this is a scary area. This area will kind of give us a bit of a challenge here. You got to take out like the pirates. There's like red pirates that are attacking us. And again, so what you can do is, in this case here, if I'm kind of blocking the character, what you can do is to pull up its health bar, is you can pull, or you can press Control Shift, and Control Shift will bring up like the character's name. And then what you can do is you can click and drag the character's health bar off and use that to attack them. And like, that was some of the loot that you could grab from the character there. Like, you could also grab his boots. There's a bandana that you can grab. That's actually kind of cool. I like that bandana. Oh, that looks sweet. I'm certifiable now. Hey, Stefan! Thank you so much for the follow, bud. How are you today? I'm teaching my nephew how to play some old school Ultima Online here. Don't worry, but I'll keep you healed. I got you healed up. If you just want to keep attacking him, I'll keep you healed up here. That's the other thing too. You can like kind of run around, and like as you're running around, you can just slowly hit them so they're not hitting you the whole time, right, too, bud? Oh, that's super cool, Steven. That's really cool. Yeah, I really like Ultima Online Renaissance. This has been probably one of my favorite servers that I've played, like, since I started playing. And even it's good too, because right now we're kind of doing some, like some newer player content here and stuff like that. Because right now, like I was saying, I'm just trying to show my nephew how to play. Uh-oh. Oh no. No, his horse is gonna die. Did you accidentally click your character, bud? It can be really tricky to start off, and that's the thing too. Like, as a veteran player, in a lot of cases, you forget how tricky it is as a new player to play the game, right? Especially for my nephew too, because he's never played like Ultima Online at all himself. Ah! Now I'm running out of regens to heal him. Just stay there, bud. Don't move around too much, because I can't heal you if you run around too much. Just keep attacking them. I'll try and keep you healed up. It's getting hairy in here for us. Oh, you used to play Zulu Hotel back in the day, like 15 years ago? That's funny, actually. We were actually talking about that last time, that Ultima Online kind of back in the day was almost like the virtual chat room for its time, right? So even in a lot of cases, like I had my sister playing it back in the day, because like for her it was almost like a virtual chat room. It was almost like a Second Life in those days. A medieval Second Life, right? All right, bud, do we want to go back in town and get you a new horse? We can go get you a new horse if you want, bud. And also too, it'll probably give me a chance to go get some regents as well. Regents. So then that way I can actually heal you up on the go too. Do you want to make your character look like a pirate, bud? You can wear pirate clothing if you want to make your character look like a pirate. You can put on like the whole pirate outfit. So yeah, to loot the corpse, like I was saying, Cal, what you have to do is you have to just double click on like the dead body on the ground. And then by double clicking on the dead body, it's going to bring up like their... like kind of their dead body, and then you can pull all the items off of their corpse. Oh, so you play Outlands as well? Yeah, see, that was my thing too. Like, a lot of people play Outlands. Like, that's really the heavy server to play and stuff like that. But my thing was I wanted something really nostalgic, and Ultima Online Renaissance definitely hits that that category quite well. It's something that feels comfortable after, you know, jumping out of Ultima Online for, you know, a long time. It feels comfortable jumping back in and, you know, not having to relearn a lot of different areas and stuff like that, right? And one thing I'll speak very highly of with Ultima Online Renaissance is the player base is very mature, I find. That was a big thing for me, bringing viewers here and stuff like that, from other games and stuff, was I wanted, like, you know, a player base and a server where I felt comfortable bringing viewers that might be playing for the first time, and everyone here is very helpful. Like, there's even magic resist events that go on that players run in their towers and keeps and stuff like that for newer players, so you can get magic resist on a character for free. Say if like you're a PvPer or something like that, because everyone knows magic resist is one of the hardest, most expensive skills to get for a new character, right? So there's resist events going on. There's always new player events going on, stuff like that, right? Here, one second. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna transfer my horse. Oh, if I could spell. That way you have a horse there, bud. So all you have to do is click on that, yeah, the blue little diamond thing, and then you can ride the horse there. I'll get a new horse. Yeah, it was this out UOF, and I chose this, and Outlands is fun though, man. Outlands is a lot of fun. Outlands is one of those things where Outlands would be comparable to, say, like the first time Ultima Online experience, where like you're almost like learning it for the first time. Or I've brought up in a lot of cases too, like say if you were like essentially bored of say Ultima Online in general, because say you've been playing it the entire time or something and you're just looking for a new experience, Outlands would be really good for that. Because it's got a lot of new areas to explore and stuff like that. Probably a lot of new game mechanics in general to explore. So it'd be really interesting that way. Killing a zombie, bud. But yeah, no, I've been having a lot of fun in Outlands so far. Or sorry, in UOR so far. I've been really enjoying myself here. Oh, we got a Ratman Archer on us here. I haven't been here very long, Steven. I've been here, what, 90? So this is my oldest account, and this account is 97 days. And just for point of reference, like, this is a character I don't play very often. I'm kind of almost playing this character, like, as a newbie character. Like, I'm just running around with literally just, like, Chris. Like, I don't even have, like, a magic weapon or anything that I'm using right now. So I'm just kind of, like I was saying, like I was just kind of trying to teach my nephew kind of the ropes of, like, getting into the game and stuff like that. The basics of healing yourself, looting a corpse, stuff like that, right? But, like, this character is, like, kind of, I guess, like a basic, like, hybrid warrior slash mage character. I do plan to put this character probably in factions eventually. I'm a horrible PvPer, full disclaimer, horrible PvPer. But I do have fun with it and stuff like that. And this server has, like, the good factions, like old school, sigil stealing, town control, you know, big group fights, that fun type of stuff. So I'm really excited to join the factions for that reason, just for the fun and the content of it, right? Like, I just enjoyed, you know, sigil stealing and big group fights and stuff like that. How long have you played here? That's actually pretty good gold for those. Oh, it's your second day? Oh, that's cool. Well, even if you need a hand, man, like I've got other characters and stuff like that. Like, these are, like, I've got, in town, like, I always, my buddy always makes fun of me because I'm such a Tremmy, right? But I've got, like, Erwin and Haplo here are my two tamers and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm pretty well established on the server. So, I mean, if you need a hand or anything like that, just let me know, bud. I'll give you some money or something like that as a little welcome to the server. Like, I've joked about with other viewers and stuff like that, but it's so true. Like, I've probably given away more money since I've started here than I've actually spent on myself. Because I was actually lucky enough, another character, Lord Alex, who plays here, and actually, funny enough, he plays on UOF as well. He was nice enough to give me a bunch of money and a villa when I first started, actually. So, I mean, I've been pretty blessed in the world here, right? I can certainly pass on some of that wealth if you need a helping hand to start out. I know a lot of people do like to grind it out, though, too, at the same time, right? But it's totally up to you in that case. My nephew's so much quicker than I am now because he's got the horse. Kill this Earth Ellie here. And also, too, as I was letting... shards like this are hard without a house, in my opinion, on macroing. I have to admit, though, that's one thing I've said about this server. It's very, like, it's very Care Bear-ish in terms of, like, macroing in town and stuff like that. Do not feel afraid of macroing in town on this server. You'll have no problems with, like, you might get, like, the odd, like, you know, bank regent thief or something like that, but in terms of, like, being able to macro openly, like, I've macroed all my characters up virtually 100% in town. I never use my house. You'll notice through gameplay, I am very rarely at my house. It's more just a guild hall, if anything. But I mean, don't be afraid of macroing in town. Like, I know on some servers, like, you'll get griefed, like, you'll get, like, killed every 2 seconds, but don't be afraid of macroing in town. And further still, too, like, if you need a house to macro in, like, my guild has plenty of houses that we could find you a private house to macro in, pretty much whatever you need at this point. There's also a couple of the more established players also have like provo houses on the server. Oh, that horse is gonna die now too. Yeah, that horse is gonna die now too. You gonna stay on your horse, bud? I don't think I'm gonna be able to save that one because I can't heal. Like, I don't have the right reagents to heal right now. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to heal that one, bud. Sorry. So there's another horse dead. Yeah, so the easiest way, by the way, Cal, is like pull up health bars on characters. So like right now, like because I'm in a grouping and it would be hard for me to double click on like a character itself, what I would do is I would push Control Shift, and that brings up all like the characters like health bars as like names. Then what you can do is you can click and drag the individual actual health bars from the creatures themselves off onto the side of the screen, and then you can choose who to attack that way. Because if I start like trying to like double click like on my character right here, chances are I'm going to double click my character itself, right? So it's just a lot easier to pull up health bars first and then attack the health bar. Don't try and click on the actual like creature itself, because you'll just like clumsy click on your character and then you'll end up dismounting and stuff like that. But yeah, like I was saying, sorry, Steven, if you need a house to macro in or something like that too, let me know or whatnot. I can arrange for a house to macro in or whatever. Because we've got quite a few things going on. Oh, speak of the devil here. Oh, that's funny. How's it going, bud? What have you been trying to macro so far? Oh. We're going to die here. Oh, no. I'm going to pull out here for a quick second. Yeah, what have you been trying to macro so far? Like just your healing and stuff like that? Because that's the other thing too. Like I find what you can do with healing is like just using the wizard hat trick, which is essentially like putting the hat on your head, pulling it off. It gives you enough damage to heal, and then healing that damage up. Oh, tactics parry and macing. Oh, you know what works too then? Just for heads up too, what you can do is you can always join a guild, because you can have up to 3 accounts logged in at once, right? What I would suggest is always pair your like warriors up in terms of skill gain, and what you can do is run 2 accounts simultaneously. Like obviously get up enough bandages and stuff to be able to heal each other up, but run the 2 accounts simultaneously, and then you can just attack each other. Like one account attacks the other account, and then that way you're building up 2 warriors at the same time. And again, like if you're part of a guild, you'd be able to do that in town. If you don't want to join a guild, you'd have to do that in a house, right? Because you'd go gray. But you can do that in town if you join a guild, just for heads up. Because that's the way I do most of my warrior characters. But again, if you do need a house, oh yeah, if you want to join, yeah, we can get, like, even if you want, here, give me 2 seconds, let me just finish off this little pile here. And even if, because actually, Cal, if you want to join as well, and get you into the server as well, we can always get you into the server. We can always get you into the guild as well. Just give me 1 second here. Let me just, okay, so we're going to run away from these snakes here. All right, Cal, follow me here. And then, yeah, if you want to follow me too, Steve, we'll get out of here. Or is it Stefan? Sorry, Stefan? I never know. I'm horrible at name pronunciation. Oh, no, don't worry. No. Like I said, I'm just more or less teaching my nephew like how to play the game and stuff like that. So this is all stuff good to learn. Okay, how do I get out of here though? It's been a while since I've been in here. How do we get out of here? Is it back this way, I guess? And then up here? Okay. Oh, down here? Yeah, we'll just get back into town. Oh. No, I don't think we go that way, do we? Or can you go this way? Now I don't know where I'm going. Can you go this way? Oh, this is, no, I think this is going deeper, isn't it? This is like deeper down. Because this is I remember this area. This is the other provoke area. Okay, let's not drag the spawn here to the provoke area. I don't want to kill them. Come back this way, Cal. It's been so long since I've been in this dungeon, and this is like the one dungeon I don't know because it's not like an actual dungeon. They just created this for Oklo. So we just got to get back to town here, Cal. So run up those stairs there, Cal. I just don't want this stuff to start hitting you as soon as I leave. So run up those stairs. Right here. Run up the stairs. Over here. Over here, bud. These stairs over here. You gotta run up these over here. Like this. You gotta run up here. Yeah, there you go. And then I think it's back this way, if I'm not mistaken. We got to go this way to get out of here. By the way, Cal, the further away from your character you hold your cursor, it'll make you run instead of like walking. So if you hold your cursor close to your character, it makes you walk. If you hold your cursor further away, it makes you run. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I keep forgetting he's young. I'm not used to that. I'm definitely not used to those mechanics. All right, this will get us out of here. And then once we're out of here, then I can meet you with a character that can gate us to the guild house here, and then we'll join the guild here real quick. So if you guys want to wait here for a second. Oh, I already have one in my bag. All right, give me 2 seconds here, guys. All right, so just jump into this portal here, Cal. You just walk into it, or you can double click the portal, and it's going to take us to my house. Oh, he's young. Okay, okay. Forgot about that, guys. Okay. Okay, so come down here for a second. All right, follow me down here for a second. You have to use this moon gate down here to remove your young status for a quick second, and then you can get it back by re-logging into the game. So go into this gate here, Cal. Hey, Antoine, how are you today? I'm doing very well. I'm always doing well. How are you today? We're just playing some old school retro Ultima Online. I'm trying to get some newer people on the server started here and stuff like that. So double click on the portal there, Cal, and go to it doesn't matter where you go as long as you come back to Oklo, which is like the green spot on the map. So go anywhere other than Oklo, go to like Britain or something. It's gonna kick you out of young status, and then when you come back, we can gate you to the house here. Well, that's good to hear, Antoine. Do you play Ultima Online as well? If not, you really, really should. This is such a fun game to play. The server information is just down below. I've just linked the download website for the game and everything like that. Super old school retro game. You can play it on mobile phone, you can play it on tablet at this point and everything like that. But it's a really super cool, fun retro game. I really like it, and it's really cool. Like the openness of it, and the house ownership, second to none. The house ownership and crafting in this game is super awesome. Cal, so you have to come back to Oklo. So wherever you went, double click on the, okay, perfect. I was going to say, yeah. And then if you guys just come up here for a second, and then we go into my gate here. So now you guys come into this gate here, and then we'll come to my house here, and I can get you guys into the guild. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just losing power on my headset here. Cool. Okay. So now that you guys are here, come inside for a second. And then I will recruit you guys into the guild. Oh, you double click on the doors, Colton. Like anything like that to interact with anything, you just double click on the doors and they'll open for you. Yeah, there you go. And then whenever you're ready, just double click on the guild stone here. So, oh, sorry, the guild stone, Colton, is this little, like, this little silver, like the stone-looking thing. Like this thing I was just standing beside. So you want to double-click on this thing right here. Okay. And then also, too, Steve, I friended you to the house here. If need be, we keep, like, this bag of items here. So if you need any of the items in the bag here, feel free to take some items here. And help myself to some of these spears, because they will be helpful on, what's his face, in the Warfork. That'll be helpful for Dakmor now that he's actually starting to hunt. Now that he's actually doing things. Okay, cool. So now that you guys are in the guild, oh, no worries, Steve. Like, that's literally just, like, extra stuff that we have kind of, like, laying around from the guild and stuff like that. So if you, like I said, like, if you need any of the items in there, feel free to pick and grab whatever you feel like. If you need some armor, most of the armor there, it looks like, is fortification, invul stuff. There's some repair contracts. Like I said, like, there's some magic weapons in there. Like, I'm not saying to rob us. I'm like, that's literally just overflow from the guild that, like, our pickers drop into. We just drop extra stuff in there whenever we're, like, just cleaning out our banks and stuff. So feel free to, like, take items out of there if you need anything. If you need, like a silver instrument or something for taking out undead creatures, by all means, help yourself to that bag, bud. That's for, like, new players. Like we accept, I didn't bring this up before, but, like, the whole point of this guild is to, like, bring new people onto the server, help them out and stuff like that. So if you need items, take items. Same thing with Cal. If you need items too, this little bag on the floor right here, Cal, right kind of between our two characters here, has a whole bunch of different items in it. So if you need different swords or anything like that, just come here and grab a sword, grab whatever. Also too, we've got like ruins to our village as well. We got a little, like, village and stuff like that. So if you need anything, hang out in the village. A lot of the times another character will help you out there and stuff. We've got crafters for virtually everything. So again, if you need armor, weapons, repairs, anything like that, guys, just, you know, contact me on Discord too. I'm available on Heals on You at Discord, and then you guys can contact me through there. And also too, I can drop that as well. That's the Discord information for anyone that wants to join up to the community and have some fun, right? Oh, call me Ray Ray. Hey, I can appreciate that, Ray Ray. That's like one of my hang-ups too. I don't like, my name is Andrew, and I don't like it when, my thing is I don't like the variations on Andrew, because, like, there's other, like, Andys, Drews, other things like that in and around me. So I like Andrew, but it's funny because I don't get called Andrew half the times, right? It's either like Heels or anything else like that, right? But now that you guys have some items and stuff like that too, give me a second here too, and I'll grant you guys a title. Because it's always fun having a title, right? Oh, no, I don't want to grant the guild master a title. I want to grant it to another character. Okay. So Panda Gaming, what do you want your title to be, bud? Steve, yes, there is. Generally, you can't place above, say, like, I would say a villa or a log cabin is probably about the biggest house you're going to be able to place. Anything bigger than a log cabin or a villa, you'll probably have to buy. But you can place up to a log cabin or a villa. So there's tons of spots for small towers, small houses, log cabins. Villas, you're starting to get a little bit tighter with villas, but you can find a spot if you like really look for one. It might not be like prime location, but they're available. And Ray, I'm from Canada. I'm Canadian. Actually, you know what? Here. Hey, computer, what's the temperature outside today?
Right now, it's 7 degrees Celsius.
It's 7. It's really warm out today.
Expect a high of 12 degrees. I hope you have a good morning.
Expect a high of 12 degrees today? Really, computer? That seems really warm today. It's cold out there. But I'm in Canada. I'm coming to you from the stream shed. I am way too loud and boisterous to be streaming from inside my house. So I've converted my like fish hut in Canada here. That's like a little mini house that you drag out onto a frozen lake to fish in wintertime. I've converted one of those to my stream shed here. So I've been streaming from my stream shed for a couple of months now. It's so much fun in here, Ray. It's awesome. It's like my home away from home, right? Okay, so back to these titles here. Okay, so we gotta access guildmaster functions. We want to grant a title to another member. Panda Gaming, what do you want your title to be, bud? We want something fun for you. Like Roar Bear. Okay, so you're now Roar Bear. Okay. And then Buminator. What's Buminator gonna be? I got a good one. Captain Underpants, Buminator. That works. But also too, Bum, if you want to, we can also get your other character added in, like your other warrior or whatnot. Again, just contact me over Discord or whatever, or Twitch or whatever you want to. And we can get your other character added in, so then that way you can do like your in-town macroing or whatnot, or whatever you want. And then feel free to stay in the guild, leave the guild, whatever you want, bud. You know, I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to stuff like that. Like I said, like the guild was more or less made for viewers and stuff like that, and for new players. So I mean, if you want to stay in, stay in. We've been doing a couple of champs though recently, which is pretty cool. Oh, no worries. Honestly, don't worry, I won't be the last one. There's a lot of really helpful people on this server. It just maybe so happened that you caught me, but there's a lot of really super helpful people on this server. Anyone from the guild, PS is really helpful. CPR is another guild that brings in new members. I mean, there's a lot of really helpful guild just players on the server in general. It's pretty mature player base too, right? Most of the players that play Ultima Online at this point are like 30 plus, right? So, Cal, if you want to show your title, come over to the Guildstone here, and then kind of at the top of the Guildstone, you'll see this display guild abbreviation on or off. If you click it on, you'll have what Buminator and I have, where essentially if you click on our character, you can see like the name above our heads that we're in a guild. and then you can get your title. You can get the Roar Bear title. And like I said, that's just by top right there. And if you click a guild to be there you go. Now you're the Roar Bear. That's a cool title. I like that one, bud. And Ray, I hope to see you on Discord and in game here, bud. I really hope to see you in game. This game is so much fun to just kind of like play around on. It can be really super casual, which is fun too. It's almost like a really, really super open world, like Harvest Moon or something like that, right? Where like if you wanted to, you could just be a crafter. You could like mine the mountainside here for ore, turn that ore into ingots, and then turn the ingots into like armor or weapons. And what's really cool too is you could actually open up a shop and sell your items out of your store, so like out of your house. Like if you give me 2 seconds here, let me show you this real quick, folks. I'm just going to show you like a player run vendor here real quick. Don't worry guys, I'm not abandoning you at the house. I'll be back in 2 seconds. But like these are player run vendors. So what this is like all of these here are NPCs that are carrying like goods for players that have made them. So all of these items here are being sold by players when they're either offline or maybe doing something else. So it's like you're running like a little mall in the game. And also too, the houses are different too, if you notice. Like there's different sizes of houses, there's different looks for houses and stuff. So it's really neat that way for house ownership. In terms of like decorating, you can decorate your house in different ways. It's really neat that way, Ray. I really like it. Okay guys, I guess if you want to, if you're done or whatnot, if you're all ready, we can always go back to town. It's up to you guys though, if you want to look in that chest a little, or in the bag a little bit more or whatever. It's so true. No, you're so right, Steven. I agree with that 100%. Like, and even the choices you get to make, like especially in Felucia based and stuff like that, like it's so openly choiced. Like it's like, oh, that guy just got some items that I want. I have the choice to attack him. It comes down to a morale, you know, thing at that point where if I'm going to attack him and be that person or not. But you have the open choice to attack someone openly in the world if you want to, which I think is really interesting. A lot of games don't have that anymore. What's that? Oh, that's just guild funds, bum. So like I was saying, oh, that's nothing. That's just what's kind of, so the he's talking about the money I have locked down here. So just for a point of reference, like that's just like guild funds that's overflow from like us doing group events and stuff like that. So generally when we do a group event, most of the guild goes into the guild fund, and then that goes towards like future events that we do. Like for an example, we'll do like holiday scrolls together as a group, we'll do treasure maps together as a group, and like it's not like neither of those things are crazy money makers, but it's more just to like have content as a group. We all, you know, join up to voice chat and stuff like that, we're all laughing and stuff like that, having a good time and everything, and it's just it's more about like the fun of the game, because like I've said so many times, like I've been rich in this game so many different times that it's kind of boring for me to just generally go out and farm without a purpose at this point. So generally, like for an example, like we just buy stuff for the guild to be able to do things as a group. Champs we do as a group, maps, you know, seasonal instances, pirate spawns, all that kind of stuff. So it's just towards going towards the guild and stuff like that, and it's just overflow too, right? All right, I guess do you guys want to head back to town now? Enough hearing me talk openly or idly about random garbage. If you're still there, Cal, you can just jump through this gate here and it'll bring us back to town here. I'm not sure if you're still there, if you had to jump away for a quick second. Just jump through that portal, yeah. If you go through the portal, it'll bring you back to town. Okay, and then like I was saying, guys, if you want your young status back again, what you would have to do is, all you have to do is log out of the game and then log back into the game, and it should give you like the prompt again to re-young yourself. Like that little gump will pop up and it'll ask you if you want to become part of the young program again, and you would just click yes and it'll pop you back into the young program. So, or what you can do is you can also do this as well. So this command here, open bracket or square open bracket profile, will bring up like an in-game menu for you. And what you can do is you can go down to the right-hand side, which is Young Program, and you can join it through the menu that way as well. Are you kidding, bud? I'm so excited for April 22nd. What are we doing? What are we doing for it, bud? We're gonna just be playing video games all day together? I don't think we can really do too much more else this birthday. You going on a trip or something? Do not know? No, I don't blame you, bud. What are you getting for your birthday? Do you know what you're getting yet? Okay, where's my other character here? Okay, so here's Dakmore. Bring him back into town here, now that we're all done that jazz. There you go, bud. There you go. We're gonna be just playing Fortnite and Roblox all day. Yeah, that sounds pretty appropriate. Yeah, that's what we just got from that little dungeon excursion there. Steve, you can have that. We just got that from our little dungeon crawl there. Ooh, Sam's is tomorrow? Well, happy early birthday, Sam. I hope it's a good one. And on that note too, of course, make sure you take a healing potion with you for the day, right? Take the healing potion with you and stay healed up for your birthday, Sam. Oh, and also too, because I haven't brought it out today, and I feel bad, because Steven followed, and I feel bad because normally this potion we brought out for new followers, but it wasn't. But here we are. We've got our RGB potion. This is for keeping away the lag monsters, right? Because throughout all of this, there's nothing worse than, you know, having to worry about lag. So you just take a sip of the RGB potion as you need it, and it'll hopefully cure up any lag you have, right? So take that with you and sip on it as you need it. Oh, careful. We got a bank thief. It's so funny too, because you can always tell when there's a bank thief too. Oh, no worries, Steve. No worries. Have fun, bud. Have fun. Hopefully you found something useful in the house there. And like I was saying too, Steve, just in case you need anything from the guild or anything like that, feel free to join the Discord as well, bud. This is both my stream Discord and the guild's Discord. Like, we have a separate section for the guild. Tons of useful Ultima Online information being passed around there and stuff like that. We have like a BOD trading section for when you start getting into the bulk order deeds. We have a character discussion template section where we all drop different templates, different template helps and macros and stuff like that. Really just a super helpful little area, even if you don't stay in the guild. It's just helpful to stay in that part of the community, just for little tips and tricks and stuff like that. Or for when we do champs and stuff like that, if you just want to be an extra member and stuff like that, right? Lots of fun for, oh, cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to just join for the extra content too, right? But on that note too, what do we got going on here? So what's going on here, bud? Did you want to go back into the dungeon here, or did you want to go do something else? Oh, we got a couple arrows here too. Actually, you know what? I should probably at least grab some more reagents while I'm here too. All right, so that should be good for that. Oh. Oh, I think Cal had to head away there. Oh, no worries, Cal. No, don't worry, bud. No worries. Have fun on Roblox. Enjoy. Oh, and the mace makes a huge difference, eh, Steve? Like, even the other part, too, is a big tip as well. I don't know if you noticed, but in the bag is repair contract deeds. Make sure that when you notice, like, your weapon is starting to get low or something like that, or after a couple of hunts, that you get it repaired too, right? Because damage is based on the weapon's durability. So if your weapon's durability starts to go down, the damage is going to start to go down, which at that point, having a power mace is going to do no, like, there's going to be no benefit to it, right? So just make sure that you keep the weapon repaired up and stuff like that too, bud. Because that's going to be a big factor as well. Okay, so now we got to go to the stables here. Oh, got to go get some money. Got to go get a new horse. And thank you for coming and playing, Cal. Always appreciate the camaraderie in a dungeon like that. Have you been playing any like Fortnite Save the World? That's something I haven't been on in a long time, and I'd really like to play that. So if you want to play that sometime, like soon, bud, I would really like to play that sometime upcoming. Either on stream, off stream, I don't really care. Like, I just really want to play that. So if you want to play that sometime soon, drop me a message, Cal, and I'd really like to play that with you. All right, I think we're going to go back to Despise here real quick and do some more kind of like just leather farming. Oh, that's the other thing, Steve. I don't know if you were here for that, but like a big tip is make sure you are, like, anything that has spined leather on the server, for one, sells very quickly. Two, spined leather also sells for quite a bit on this server. So make sure that you're skinning any animals that have spined leather. And if you want to, go to Despise and farm lizard men there, because for an example, like, we had gotten what was it, like, I think it was like 48 leather in like a matter of like 2 minutes or something like that, from killing lizard men, and that was worth like 1,500 gold or something, right? So you can make money really fast by farming spined leather and selling the spined leather either on Discord or just to players in town or whatever, because spined leather sells really well for people doing BODs. So that's a pretty good tip there. Oh, thanks, Cal. Yeah, no, I was just sitting in town here, so nothing exciting going on there. I just wanted to give that quick tip there. Oh, don't worry about it, Steve. Like, everyone starts out somewhere, right? Everyone starts out somewhere. The main thing is that you're here, right? The main thing is that you've started. And the other part, too, is, like, you know, a lot of things, too, like, I've brought this up a bunch of times and stuff like that. Like, I think in a lot of cases, people, like, that used to play a long time ago forgot that they played when they were, like, 10, 12 years old, right? So, like, when they come back now and all of a sudden they're playing as, like, you know, an adult, and all of a sudden, you know, there's so much more to the game that you didn't even realize was part of the game in a lot of cases, right? Because I've seen that happen a lot of times too. Or even just parts of the game people forgot about too, right? Not necessarily that they didn't know about, but maybe they forgot about. You know, the way certain skills link up with other skills, you know, templates work, where things are, stuff like that too, right? But that's kind of the fun thing about Ultima Online 2 is the unknown, and that's why, like I've brought up a couple of times, that's why Outlands is kind of neat, because even for someone like me, like it would be kind of neat for me to kind of go out and not know what I could kill or could kill, right? Like even in a lot of cases, like even on this server, I've thought about doing like starting like a naturalist character, where essentially I don't do like any macroing, I don't allow myself to like transfer money from one character to another character or anything like that. It's just a character. I start in Britain. I don't even start with like young player status. I just start, you know, back like we would have back in the day with like a bedroll in your bag, and going out into the forest and just slowly killing stuff. You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of a neat way to play and have some content done around that. And virtually, like essentially too, like I would never go into town either, right? I would just stay out in the forest, camp out in the forest, you know, use the items that I find out in the forest, stuff like that as best I could, right? And just try and play like a Survivor Man type of character. It's funny too, because I feel, or I guess, no, I didn't name him after Survivor Man, I named him after Man Tracker. Oh, this is Despise here. So this is Despise 1. So this is like if you go into Despise, like into the actual dungeon entrance, there's the split in the floor. If you actually go up to the top split, this is the top split. And there's like the whole level is almost just lizard men. So you can come here and just farm lizard men really quietly. But the other part too is though, oh, sorry. I thought, sorry, East. I thought this was Steve still talking to me. This is Despise 1 though, but you have to lose your young status to come here though, right? You can't be young and come to Despise, so that's the only rub of it. But this is Despise 1. I'm just slowly farming some lizard men. I'm kind of, like I was saying earlier, I'm almost kind of treating this like a newbie character type of thing. I'm more or less just showing people how to more or less get started on Ultima Online Renaissance, what you might do as a new player, stuff like that, right? Just by slowly, you know, farming some lizard men, skinning them for their hides, because there is, like I was saying, pretty decent money in spined leather. Like it sells for 20 to 25 gold pieces per piece of spined. So I mean, the money is relatively quick, right? For a new player especially. Yeah, 20 to 25 per piece, Steve. So I mean, like I was saying, like that adds up quick, right? And they sell fast. Like on our vendor, we can't keep spined leather in stock. It sells really fast. Because like I was saying, no one really wants to farm lizard men, right? As like a higher end player, no one really comes into Despise 1 to farm lizard men. So it sells really quick to people doing like BODing and stuff like that, like the bulk order deeds. Do you play on UOR East? I can't remember now if you play on UOR. Oh, Outlands. Okay, that's what I thought. Most of the viewers I have play on Outlands, but I am starting to get some UOR viewers and stuff like that. So that's why I was wondering. Because I know you were from a little while ago when I had like a big rush of Outlands players come in. This is the newbie part of Despise. So a lot of times when I'm in Despise, I'm either like in the Ogre Lord spawn, because that's where the champs spawn, or I'm usually in like the Cyclops Titan area. Cyclops Titan area is a nice relaxed area to farm some kind of higher end spawn as well, but still kind of relatively relaxed. It's not like a really crazy hot spot for PKs or anything on this shard. Like I was saying earlier too, I'm really excited for factions like building up here and stuff like that. They just had all the faction bases just redesigned, pretty much from the ground up, and they're playing around with the faction system right now. They just did a like kind of an overhaul on it when I first joined the server, but it's really cool. I really like it. And like I was saying earlier, it's like the true to old school style as well, with like sigil stealing, town takeover, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Usually we're averaging around 600 to 700 players right now online, East. So as I said a couple times, like if I'm not mistaken, I think UO, I believe UO Outlands is probably the most populated, probably followed by UOF at this point, like UO Forever. And then I don't really know where this one sits, but I would imagine it's probably one of the more populated ones by the looks of things. Like out of me searching for different servers before I came here, I went to like a lot of different like T2A Renaissance time period servers. And this was one of the more populated ones that I found myself. But that is the one thing too, I brought up in past streams with Outlands. That is the one thing I commend Outlands for. I mean, I don't know if I like the idea of it being a completely different map, but I do like the idea that Outlands has kind of condensed the map size based on the player, like group size, to kind of mimic the world size based on the player ratio. That makes sense. So then player interaction is increased and stuff like that, things like that. But at the same time too, like I don't know, I guess it would kind of get a little bit old too at the same time. Like sometimes I just want to come out and just farm by myself kind of thing, right? Do my own thing and stuff like that. Not have to fight for a spawn or something. So I mean, it can kind of go both ways, I guess. You can argue it both ways. I find like on this server, like it's a kind of a good split. Like if you go to a hotspot, you're gonna find someone. If you want to kind of do your own thing, you can kind of find, you know, like a dark corner of a cave to kind of hunt by yourself and stuff. So I like that about it. Well, that's the other part too, right? Like, and that's the thing with Outlands. Like, I don't want to get PK'd every 2 minutes. I'm just here as a casual gamer. I've been there. I've done it. I've played the sweat character. I've played the stealth archers. You know, I've played the Nox fencers and stuff. Like, I've done it all. I've seen it all. I'm just kind of here to have some fun and maybe bring some new people back that don't know about Ultima Online. Something like that, right, East? So, you know, that was the other part too. Like, I didn't want to sweat the whole time, right? I just want to do some casual farming, and even like I was like saying with my viewers before we started here, like we've built a little bit of like a village and stuff like that. Like we have a player-run vendor and stuff that we upkeep and everything. So we just wanted to kind of use it as almost like an in-game like an in-game meeting spot or something, right? And the other part too is, like I said too, like, I mean, this is like in a place like this, like, what, no offense, what would be the point of coming and PKing someone slowly farming lizard men hides when I could go into Dastard and kill someone in Dastard and actually get like some real loot too, right? Like, I'm just gonna go for bigger fish. That's the other part of it too, as a PK. I mean, I'd be a really easy kill right now because I mean, I'd barely be able to defend myself with this character. especially the way I have it set up right now. But I mean, in most cases on this server, you'll see the PKs, but they're in the hot spots, right? They're not gonna be farming Lizard Men Despise 1. They're gonna go to like the Blood Ellies, they're gonna go to Shame Gazers, Starred Dragons, Fire Temple, like, you know, the tamer spots, right? The places where people are carrying more than 115 gold pieces. How are you today, Batman? Hopefully you're getting to lay low today. Hopefully Commissioner Gordon isn't calling you too often. Hopefully you're staying busy enough as Batman to, you know, keep things active, to keep your heart rate up. But hopefully it's not, you know, so crazy that you can't just relax in the Batcave. Maybe put your feet up. Maybe call Robin and, you know, bro out for a little bit. Play some video games. Play some Call of Duty split screen or something, right? And I find too, bringing back to the PKs on this server and stuff like that, I find most of the PKs on this server, it's more about the sport of the kill. It really isn't about the loot. In most cases where I've been killed, I don't get like dry looted or anything like that. Like my gold might get taken, but for the most part, like they're looking for the sport of the kill. They want, you know, they want to at least have you fight back, whatever, right? So most of the PKs on this server so far have been pretty mature that way as well. You know, I've gotten like one time I was PK'd and dry looted. Oh, and it was funny too, because that same PK, it was the first PK I've ever had it where they didn't, after killing me, they didn't gate me to town. They dragged my pets into spawn and just like essentially like tried to make it as hard for me to get back into it as possible. But the other thing too is like at the age most of the UO gamers are at, most player killers realize that if they, you know, take some minor stuff and allow you to get back out into the field quicker, then that's a new, you know, target for them to kill more often. So if they just grief you, like you're just going to log, play a different game. It's not like back in the day where like this was your only game you had to play, right? Like if I'm going to get griefed, I'm just going to log out and play one of the other 100 computer games I have, right? So you're ruining your own fun by ruining someone else's fun. I think a lot of people realize nowadays, hopefully. So you don't really get the griefers here, I don't find. A lot of it's just kind of fun PvP. They just want the fight too, right? Because even a lot of the factions have like a no looting policy, like a lot of like the higher end PvP factions. Because again, they realize you can just get back into battle quicker, and it's just more gameplay for everyone. You know, for the PvPers, for the people that want fights, for everyone, right? So it's just easier that way. There you go, Cal. You got a partner on Facebook now. That's funny. I thought Batman would have been you. I figured you would have been Batman, bud. So, well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Steve, I've got a character on Outlands, right? Like, I hate to be this guy, but I mean, there's a reason why I play here, right? I've played on all the servers and stuff like that. I mean, I've been around, I've done my thing and stuff like that, and there's a reason why I play here. And like I said, I've been uber rich a bunch of times and stuff like that. So for me, more or less like this time around is about like gameplay, about like bringing people to the server, letting them have fun and stuff like that. In most cases, like I'll drop maps in town for newbies to do, like level 1s in town all the time. I'm always taking people out on hunts and stuff like that whenever I can, on treasure maps and stuff. Again, I'm just trying to, you know, play and have fun with the content, right? Like, you know. Oh, you play Roblox too, Batman? Well, I think you'll get along well with Cal then. You'll get along well with Cal then. Cal is a fellow Roblox aficionado. This game's a little bit older than Roblox. This game would be like the great-great-great-great-grandfather of Roblox. But it's fun. It's awesome. I have a blast playing it. I've been playing it for decades now. Yes, you heard that right. Decades. It's one of those games I always find myself just coming back to and stuff like that. Even if I've been away for a while, I just slowly come back, play it here and there. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, like I was saying, East, like, realistically, like, if I was to be, say, in one of the hotspots in Ultima, you know, in Ultima Renaissance, I'd have to worry about PKs a lot more. Even stream snipers and stuff like that, obviously. But at the same time, like, I'm playing a newbie character. I'm pretty small fish in the sea right now. So, I mean, come and take my, 100 spined leather if you want. Whatever. And that's the other thing, too. I just have, like, I have such a whatever mindset about, like, loot and stuff like that at this point. Because, like, even as the, we just finished the seasonal event for leprechauns for St. Patty's and Easter bunnies for Easter. And even during that, there was, like, rare dungeons that would drop if you killed leprechauns. And it'd be, like, a sparkle dungeon where you'd be teleported into an instance. And there was tons of times where I would jump into an instance, help someone with the entire instance, and then, like, as soon as the boss would drop, I would just stand there, let them loot the chest, and then I would just walk away, like, just to have some fun with the content, right? Oh, maybe I should equip a sword here so I can actually kill this lizard man. Yeah, no, I'm always constantly giving stuff away on UOR. So, like, if anyone's new, wants to jump, into some content on Ultima Online Renaissance, wants to check it out or whatnot, come hit me up in game and I'll just give you some stuff. Pretty much anyone from the SI guild, like anyone from like these are my characters here, like Haplo and Arwen. So if you come see a member of SI, I've even instructed other guild members, like I'll compensate them for anything they give away. So if you need something, talk to an SI member. They'll hopefully be able to help you out. I mean, they don't have the item you're looking for. I mean, I can't force them to do that kind of stuff, but they'll help you out as best we can, right? With any gold, startup gear, anything. As Steven noticed, like I just friended him to my house where there's like a bag where we just dump loot, power weapons, even probably some Vanks and stuff like that. We're just here to have some fun with some people. I think everyone plays Roblox. That's like the go-to game nowadays. That's like Ultima Online from our time. Is there training maces on here? No, there isn't, Steven. Essentially what you would do in that case is you would want to use a wand. Technically a wand is like a training mace. It counts as a mace weapon, but it doesn't do much damage. So if you use wands for like training against another character, you could do that for yourself. And if I'm not mistaken too, a wand also has the fastest attack speed, if I'm not mistaken too. And on that note too, if you need like some wands, just let me know. I have a character with a bunch of extra ones that you could just have some for free. They were about to get like thrown into the Clean Up Britannia bin anyways, so you can just have them. Do I know you, Heels? I don't know, do you? I don't know who you are, so I don't know if I know you, but maybe you know me. Everyone knows me. I'm Heels on you. I'm Heels on you. I know everyone. Everyone knows me. No, maybe you know me. I don't know. Batman should know everyone, no? You're like vigilante of everything. You should know everyone. Alfred just tells you who people are, doesn't he? Trying to think of other funny Batman references. It's sad. I'm not like a huge DC fan. Like I'm a massive Marvel fan. Like I don't know if you can tell behind me, but I've got like a bunch of like little standees and stuff and comic books and stuff behind me. But I'm a big, huge Marvel fan. I'm not as big a DC fan. I tried to get into it throughout the years because my nephew is a bigger like DC fan. Like he really likes like Batman and stuff like that. But over the years, I don't know. Marvel has always been my universe that I stick to. Oh, I do know you. I know that you like Magneto. Ooh, so maybe I do know this Batman. It's easy to know that I like Magneto, though. I mean, he's everywhere in here. Not to mention, too, that if actually, you know what? Why do I not have it up? Give me a second here. I was just thinking, I am Magneto. Give me a second, and I'll get my stream avatars up here. I don't know why it's not up already. And then we can get Magneto up on screen. I like Spider-Man, not Batman. Oh, well, bud, you used to be obsessed with Batman. You used to be obsessed with Batman. But over the years, it's been switching to Spider-Man. You're right. All right, so let's get stream avatars going here. Yeah, I mean, all kids love Spider-Man. I don't know what it is with Spider-Man and kids, but every kid loves Spider-Man and is obsessed with Spider-Man. It seems to be like Spider-Man is the #1 like comic book hero for like kids, and then for adults it's usually like Wolverine, right? Because Wolverine is such like an adult character. He's got like real problems, right? Whereas I guess I get why Spider-Man is more popular with kids, because he is like a kid in most adaptations. He's either a young teenager or like even in some cases like almost preteen. My son loves Spider-Man. I personally like DC and don't care for Spider-Man. Oh, really? See, you're a DC fan, eh? See, I'm a Marvel fan. I love the fact, and I've explained it to my girlfriend a couple of times, I like the fact that Marvel is in our universe. So, like, it's not in fictitious, like, places. And I know some people don't like that about it, but that's something I do like about it. Like, for an example, like Stark Tower is, you know, like, located in, like, New York, for an example. I don't know if it's actually in New York, but it's in a spot that actually exists, right? Whereas Gotham is like a fictitious city. Like, you can't go visit Gotham, right? But at the same time too, I like a lot of the characters that DC offers and stuff like that. It's just Marvel was kind of one of those things for me, more based on like the X-Men specifically, that I just kind of latched onto very heavily at a young age. X-Men was like a really big thing for me, and again, it was more because of the real life issues that the X-Men deal with, and I've brought this up again with people a lot of times. Like, when you read X-Men are very, like, if you don't read the comics, you kind of just watch the movies and stuff, you don't realize it, but the X-Men are very like human, right? The problems they deal with are very human problems. Persecution, you know, like stuff like that. Like, not so much racism, but like just a lot of issues that humans deal with, you know, as a whole, equality, stuff like that, right? And just as a young kid, it just kind of tipped off to me that, you know, oh, these people with superpowers have a lot of the same issues that I have, and like, they can go invisible. Like, you know, if someone that can go invisible has these issues, like, it's not such a big deal for me to have these issues, like, because I can't go invisible kind of mindset, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like a weird thing to try and explain, but it was just really comforting to know that, like, these superheroes, you know, were superheroes and still had, you know, problems with kids at school or whatever, right? And that's the other thing too. Marvel went full political and stuff like that because, like, again, it's a very human issue, right? Like in a lot of cases too, like they have the Civil War, which again, for a character like Magneto, where if you follow Magneto's storyline from like character creation to now, is like, in my opinion, one of the most in-depth characters you will ever read about in comic books. You're talking about a character, and we're gonna get kind of deep here for a minute. We're talking about a character that was born into Nazi Germany, saw what humans were doing to other humans, and has evolved and like grown up in that world, now seeing what humans are doing to mutants, and just the juxtaposition in his own mindset about his own morals, about how he should feel about humans, about how he should feel in his own skin, is so in depth. Like, and I mean, the movies are trying to do it justice, but like, no offense, like anyone that's like judging any of like, oh, this character is this and this, read comics. Don't judge what you think about a character based on like movies and stuff, because they just don't do it justification. And I hate to be that guy, like, oh, books are so much better than the movies, but like they just go so much more in depth, right, with the character development and stuff like that. And again, like characters like a Batman or a Magneto are so deep, and the movies will never be able to touch on the depth of, you know, the swimming pool that they touch on, right? Oh, yeah, Steven. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, changing essentially the core values of characters, right? Yeah, you know what? I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of that either. Because at the same time, just do it in a different way. Like, no offense, I'm not against it in any way, shape, or form, but you don't need to change established characters to do what you're trying to do, if I'm wording myself correctly. Like, instead of making Peter Parker, you know, different himself, you could just create a new character that you want to mold in that plot line, if what I'm saying makes sense. And the same thing too, making a lot of characters female now and stuff like that. Like, why do you need to make Thor female? Like, you could just make a Valkyrie character that is like Thor, but it's her own character, right? Like, I don't know, it almost feels, I hate to say it like this, but it almost feels like they're just piggybacking off the fame of the characters, instead of like creating like a new valuable character in the world, right? Like, because I mean, even with like the MCU universe and stuff, with that Valkyrie character, like they could have carried her over into like Thor comics and made her like the new Thor, instead of like recreating Thor as a female. If I'm not mistaken, that's what they did. Again, I'm not too well versed on a lot of the newer stuff, because I do like you said, a lot of like the 90s and stuff like that era, right? Oh, and you don't like Spider-Man, Batman? Why don't you like Spider-Man? What's wrong with Spider-Man? Do you only like Batman? I've got some Batman like graphic novels and stuff like that. Like, I've got the Death of Robin. A really good one is, I've got a standalone Joker graphic novel that's called Joker. Very, very adult content. It's a really good read. We watch videos and play games to get away from the political world, and to have it rammed down our throat even more. There was how many comics with Falcon becoming Captain America, like 2, and Bucky was always the best replacement. They did it over wokeness. No, I'll agree with that 100%, Steve. I'll agree with that 100%. The framework's even there, right? In a lot of cases, though, like, I think it's just trying to bring in a new crowd too. I hate to sound like one of those guys. No offense. I don't care what they do with the MCU universe, like the movies, because at this point they've messed them up so bad that it's irrelevant. That's why I always say, like, like, you can't compare the movies to the books. Like, you can't go, oh well, this like, for an example, like X-Men, like Days of Future Past. Like, you can't compare the two, because for one, they're not comparable, because you can't even have the same characters in the movies as in the books, because different companies for the longest time owned the rights to the different, like, characters, right? So characters that should be in certain positions in the books aren't available to be there. So, like, the MCU movies they're their own thing, their own world. They can do whatever they want with those. I don't really care about those. They're entertaining, but they're not canon to me. You know what I mean? Like, they're not the basis of what I think of Magneto as a character as, or, Wolverine as a character as. I would like your Spider-Man became a new Captain America and not the new Iron Man. See, I have to admit, though, the Peter Parker becoming Iron Man, that one does kind of make sense, because even, again, like, in a lot of cases, they don't, from what they've shown so far, like, they don't really hint on the fact, or haven't really laid out the groundwork that Peter Parker is, like, he's a genius. In the comic books, like, he makes his web slingers and stuff, right? He is Tony Stark, essentially, right? Just at a different age, doing different things. So I thought that was kind of a neat adaptation to bring Peter Parker in as the new Tony Stark. I like that one. But yeah, Falcon being the new Captain America, But at the same time too, like, no offense, who cares? I don't care about Captain America. I'm sorry to say that. I don't. I don't care where his storyline goes. I don't find him to be an interesting character at all. And yeah, it does make sense, right, Cal? Like, it just makes sense that Peter Parker, like the super genius, would become the new Tony Stark, right? But I like that one. I do like that one. I read that Stan Lee was horrified with the direction they went with it, and that's why they also destroyed Star Wars. I've always been a Lord of the Rings fan anyways. Okay, so you read that Stan Lee was horrified with the direction that, like, the MCU universe was going? Like, I could see that being the case, but at the same time too, like, I think he realizes too, like, for an example, like, a lot of people that only have seen, like, the Marvel movies probably don't realize that when you walk into a comic book store, there's like 4 or 5 different versions of a running storyline of, say, X-Men or Spider-Man or Batman. Like, there's different versions of those characters, right? It's not just, you don't just walk into a store and go, I want a Batman comic, right? You have to walk in and say, I want a Batman the Dark Knight series comic. I want a Batman the Young Batman series comic. So, like, I think people are missing, like, the fact that there can be multiple different disclaimer, Spider-Man is finally starting to hint on this and starting to, like, bring it together for people that are only focusing on movies and, like, the online content and stuff. But, like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, there can be multiple versions of those characters simultaneously existing at the same time, right? So I think Stan Lee probably was disappointed with where they took it in terms of the character development and stuff, but he was probably okay with the fact that it's like, okay, they got their own version, whatever. I've made my millions upon millions of dollars off my version. Let them have their fun, right? Let them have their cake and eat it too. But you know what's funny, actually, just coming back to that message there, Steven, and I mean, pretty big rumors at this point, but I have heard that Jon Favreau apparently is in discussion with Disney to essentially almost eradicate the Star Wars universe and nullify it by almost creating a Dallas type of situation, if you remember that show, where essentially they're going to almost create the Luke Skywalker legacy as like almost a fictitious dream or some sort of like its own storyline, and then almost recreate new canon to start and to revolve around Mandalorian. I think that's really hearsay and whatnot at this point, but I have heard that they're in discussion about that. So I mean, I guess anything's possible, right? And the direction he's taking it is incredible. He is doing an amazing job with Mandalorian. Like, he's rekindling Star Wars, in my opinion. And I've always been a Lord of the Rings fan too. You know what's funny, Steve? That is the one, and I'll say this time and time again, and I'm not like one of those like book snobs. It's just when you read a book, like you get your own mind around something, like it's so big, it's so vast, like it's limitless, right? Lord of the Rings is the one book series versus movie series where, in my opinion, the movies were so much better than the book. And why I say that is because, like, when I was reading through Lord of the Rings, for one, I was very young. I was in early teen years reading through Lord of the Rings, and I don't think I was, like, imagining big enough, right? Like, for an example, when they go into, what's the Dwarven Palace? It's not Mordor. Anyways, when they go into the Dwarven Palace, like into the mountains and stuff, right? Like in the books, like I was just picturing like tunnels, right? Like caves, like, you know, little things that, you know, like dwarves would be like hacking away at, right? I was not picturing, and I know they explain it in the books, but like I wasn't picturing these like massive cathedrals and stuff like that, right? So things like that in the book were just so much bigger than they were when I was reading through it, which really made it for me. But Lord of the Rings was one of the few series where I enjoyed the movies more than I enjoyed the books. And that was the thing with The Hobbit too. Same thing with The Hobbit. The Hobbit book was actually better than the movies again, because I didn't like the fact that they like spread out The Hobbit over that many movies, because that was the one thing I liked about the book, was that it was one book, action packed, like page turn to page turn, right? Compared to Lord of the Rings, which is a very tedious read at times. Full disclaimer for anyone considering reading it. It can be almost work at times to get through Lord of the Rings, just for a full disclaimer. And that's coming from someone who loves reading high fantasy novels and stuff like that. Bucky and Captain America had the same treatment. It only makes sense that the movies lead up to him taking over. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And in that case too, I think you're totally right. It was kind of one of those like, hey, you know, like, what, you know, who should we give it to? Well, okay, you know, hand it over kind of deals, right? But I mean, who cares? Who cares, right? The other part too is, though, like, the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that they're essentially almost taking away like the Falcon, like they're almost eradicating who Falcon is, right? It's like, who cares about Falcon? Now you're Captain America. Whereas again, they could have just had like a new character brought in, you know, like, because Captain America can be virtually literally anyone, right? Like, he's not born with the power, you know, like he's just, you know, some really, really good morale dude. Like, I don't know, he can be literally anyone. Just bring in a new character. Yeah, Wolverine was one of the most brutal and evil anti-heroes ever. People don't realize it. No, it's true. Like perfect example. Look at the, like, okay, so just so I know too, Steven, like, do you read graphic novels? Like, have you ever read like Old Man Logan? Because that's a perfect example of where Hollywood has completely just Hollywooded the whole thing, right? I was so excited when I heard that the next movie direction that they were going to take the Wolverine series into was Old Man Logan, and start kind of, like, I'm even getting goosebumps talking about it. It was so exciting for me to hear that that's where they were going to take the story, and that's where they were going to kind of lead off Wolverine, because for me, that is that is where Wolverine should be let off to, right? Is that storyline. And the way they butchered it in, you know what? They didn't butcher it in Wolverine, but Old Man Logan was just so well done. And the way that, like, for the example of why he was so torn on, like, because in the movies they don't really mention and, like, they don't really play on the fact of why he's not using his claws and why he's not going into, like, berserker mode, right? But in the graphic novel, like, spoiler alert, he completely rips and shreds the entire X-Men, right? Mysterio makes Wolverine think that all the X-Men are villains, and Wolverine just literally he just massacres them all, right? If you've read it, Steve, and that's the reason why Wolverine won't pull out his claws. Like, he realizes that, you know, he's more damaged than he is good. So it's, you know, they don't play that up in the movie as much, right? They hint on it with, like, the scenes of what's her name, Jean Grey and stuff like that, but it's not like he's not, like, torn. Like, in the books, like, he has nightmares from it, and, like, again in the movies, like, they hint on it, but it's not like tearing him apart, right? But yeah, and it's even funny too, on that note too, the whole anti-hero thing, because me and my friends are such big nerds that when we have, like, you know, when you have, like, the drinking games where it's like, name a car that begins with an A, name a superhero. We'll even get into arguments like that where, like, if we're going around the group and someone's like, name a superhero, and one of, like, the non, like, super nerds in the group will be like, Wolverine. We'll just, like, all look at each other like, I don't know, do we let that one pass? Like, he's technically not a superhero, like he's an anti-hero, like that would be like that's like calling Magneto a superhero, right? Like, he's an anti-hero. Like, depending on the storyline, depending on your point of view, he's either a hero or a villain, right? And it switches back and forth rapidly. Yeah, Mom is like that. Mom is maybe I'm reading that out of context. Yeah, Wolverine is brutal. He's one of the most evil anti-heroes ever. People don't realize that. Yeah, Mom is like that. Just for point of reference, Cal is my nephew. The Mom would be my sister in this situation, so that's why it makes it so much funnier. They will butcher it. I bet you that bank check in your house. Okay, wait. Which one do you think they're gonna butcher? Oh, the Star Wars, the rekindling of Star Wars, Mandalorian? I don't know, man. Jon Favreau is, like, he's super nerd. He is a super nerd. So for him to be recreating the Star Wars universe, he's probably going to the, like, because a lot of people don't realize too, like, the Star Wars universe is so well established that there is a Star Wars historian. The Star Wars historian knows where each character is based on the timeline, based on, like, the canon and stuff like that. So he's probably even going back to the Star Wars historian and like properly doing things, right? And fitting them into place, hopefully. So if he does that, it's done. It's awesome. I boycotted The Hobbit so long and ended up loving it. Oh, really? Really? See, I really enjoy the movie. It's just I didn't enjoy it as much as the book, just because the book was so action-packed the whole time, and I found the movie a little bit slower playing, kind of like Lord of the Rings. But I mean, I don't blame them for drawing it out over 3 movies. I mean, it was a cash cow, right? They're gonna do whatever makes them the most amount of money, right? Like my dad says, it's always about money all the time. I hated it when people said Batman doesn't kill in Batman versus Superman, because in the early comics he did kill. See, that's something I wouldn't know about, Steven. I wouldn't know that Batman has ever killed or anything like that. I have to admit, from as far as like my mindset has ever been, like I've always known Batman to be like he's the non-killer. But I mean, at the same time too, I wouldn't have enough knowledge about Batman to know that type of stuff. I just want to catch up on these messages here. No, when we were talking about that, there's different like worlds of Spider-Man. All the different superheroes is different. Oh, sorry, yes, sorry, yes, yeah, like all the different storylines are all different, and they're all like Spider-Man is finally starting to like play around with that, like what is it, Spider-Man in the multiverse, where he's finally starting to kind of like almost play around with the idea, like he knows that there's multiple versions of himself, and they're all starting to come together. It's almost like Deadpool being a self-aware character, where in the movies he will talk to the audience because he realizes he is a comic book character, and that's why even in the movies he'll pull out X-Men comics, because again, he's in our world and he realizes he's in our world, and he'll break that fourth wall, right? It's a really neat thing, because even in the comic books he does the same thing. Like he'll talk to the viewers like he knows that he's being like viewed. It's a really neat way of like immersing the viewer into the content even more. Like, again, instead of me just sitting here and just like literally just narrating like what I'm doing, like I am now killing a lizard man, this lizard man is almost dead, it's like me talking about it with you, right? Like, oh, did you kill the lizard man? Like it's bringing you into the content, right? Super nerd under the brain wash of the far left. Wait, super nerd under the brain wash of the far left? I have to admit, I don't get that. I don't get that reference, Steve. Han Solo gonna marry Chewie next. Hey, you know what? Big hairy Wookiees need love too, man. Don't be hating in here. This is an open chat. If people want to love on Wookiees, Wookiee love is okay in my books. I'm okay with that. I think even Trops is okay with that. You okay with that, Trops? I'm okay with that. You want some Wookiee love? Whatever. Show some Wookiee love. If Han wants some Wookiee love after having Leia, he's allowed to. That guy's seen it all, done it all. Now he's getting the Wookiee bumper sticker. She thinks that all the Spider-Man movies are all taking place at the same story online, and they're not. Well, okay, so just to like bring that together, Cal, technically they are, though, because they all simultaneously exist at the same time, but they're not like all going to come together, if that makes sense. Or maybe they will, I mean, who knows. But they all do simultaneously run at the same time. It would be like if it would be like almost as if there were 4 different versions of you, bud, and only one of them played hockey, one of them played karate, one of them played soccer, one of them played baseball, right? Like you'd all be say like, you know, like your age, you'd all, you know, do the same thing roughly, but you all play different sports. Kind of the same thing, right? And that's the other thing too, like I am a huge Star Wars fan too, if you couldn't tell. I love Star Wars stuff, anything to do with Star Wars. That's why this conversation right now has got me like totally like sidetracked from the game, like 110%. Like I'm so into like Marvel conversation, Star Wars conversation, everything like that. What is the newest Spider-Man movie? He doesn't like the same girl from the other movies. Each movie you like somebody else. No, and see, that's the other thing too, though. But see, that's the thing, though. Think of it this way, Cal. Think of it this way. If you played hockey in one of your... If one of your versions played hockey, maybe you met a girl that doesn't like to get cold, right? So chances are, in the world where you play hockey, you're probably not going to be with the girl that doesn't like to get cold, right? But then in the world where you play, say, soccer, that's probably a warmer world. So maybe you get that girl where she doesn't like to get cold, right? But then there's a girl in this world where you would, say, get her because she likes to be cold and she likes hockey. So, like, each world would be very similar, but different in minor things, right? Like, and that's what Spider-Man in the Multiverse kind of deals with, is just minor differences between the worlds. And, like, I mean, it's the minor differences on how he was raised and stuff like that that would make you maybe, you know, go for one person or another person. And it makes it interesting that way for the multiverse, right? Like, I don't know. That type of stuff is really interesting. I don't know. Because even, like, another show, I mean, it's a lot more adult than a lot of the content we're talking about right now. But another show that kind of deals with that and a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now with, like, multiverses and stuff, but does it in a more realistic way, is, if you ever want to check it out for anyone, for any, you know, anyone adult in here and stuff like that, because again, this is a pretty adult show, check out Orphan Black. Orphan Black is a TV show that deals with it doesn't really give away too much of the storyline. It's just kind of bringing you into what's happening. What it deals with is one of the characters is a clone. She doesn't realize she's a clone until, like, later in life. And as she gets older, she realizes there's multiple versions of her in different areas in the world that have all been raised differently, obviously, based on where they've been brought up, and each one is different. And it kind of deals with the whole issue of, like, nature versus nurture, some really interesting issues that way, but very, very cool television show. Check it out if you don't get a chance, or if you get a chance. Super, super neat television show. Really super cool. Steve, yeah, bones are worth a lot too. Bones go for roughly the same as the spined leather. They go for roughly 20 to, I would say, almost 30 gold pieces a piece. Because bones, again, are hard to farm. And that's one thing. Like, if you farm bones, my guild will literally, like, they'll pay you to just farm bones for them. We've actually, like, it's funny, if you go into Discord right now, oh, what am I doing here? Go into the guild's Discord, and if you go down into, I want to say it is BOD trading. Yeah. If you go into BOD trading in the Discord, you can actually see them talking about it at the beginning. So annoying farming bones. Yeah, I don't even bother. Might see if I can find a young player and pay them to do it. Laugh out loud, you need so many. So my guild will literally pay you to go farm bone for them. You could probably even twist their arm and you could probably get more for the bone from my guild than, like, just selling it on Discord too. Because I know, because of our vendor and BODs and stuff, we sell it, like, crazy quick, so we're always trying to farm it for the guild, so they will pay you to just farm it for them. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I believe someone brought up too, if you cut the bone piles as well, you'll actually get 15 bones, or, like, you'll get more bones for the bone piles. So make sure that you have, like, a pair of scissors with you as well, because, like, scissors, especially earlier in the game, are really handy. Even if you can make another account with healing to start with, healing will start you with a pair of, like, newbie scissors like you see there, so even if you die, you'll still have them in your bag, so you don't have to worry about losing them. But scissors are really handy to have earlier in the game, because you can cut up the hides into, like, the leather, like, actual leather here, and leather weighs like less than half of what hides weigh. And then also too, you can cut up the bone piles and get more bones from the bone piles that way. So I highly suggest making another account, even just to get some, like, newbie gear, which you can kind of, like, rob from your character, and then that way you can get some newbie scissors. The other thing too is, little inside tip if you think about it, you can have 3 accounts with 5 characters on each account. That's 15,000 gold to start. Right? If you pool all your money together, that's 15,000 gold to start the game. So what you can do is you can just transfer out, like, your money to your characters and stuff like that to help you out, right? Any newbie gear, if you need, like, newbie gear, make sure that you go on, like Google and, like, get a list of all the different newbie gear that each character starts with. So for an example, if you want, like, say, a pair of boots for a character, you'd want to start with tracking. Tracking will start you with newbie boots. If you want a pair of scissors, you'd want to start with either veterinary or healing. If you want, say, a newbie cape, like one of the capes like my character's wearing, like one of the shadow capes. You'd want to start with hiding. There's different skills that give you different items. If you want a newbie hatchet, like an axe, you want to make sure that you start with lumberjacking, different things like that, right? And it's really helpful to start with that newbie gear. And even for established characters, it's really super helpful to have newbie gear, so when you die, you don't lose everything, right? Like, for an example, when I die, I still have my scissors and my knife, which are really super helpful tools to have in the game. Okay, do you know me? I know you. No, you haven't given me any tips, or you haven't given me any hints, Batman. I need hints. I need hints. I need hints. Okay, hint number 1. Do you know Cal? Do you know Cal? Or is Cal a stranger to you? How do I, like, where would I know you from? Batman. Batman from YouTube? Would I know you from fighting crime? I'm horrible at guessing games. If you can't tell. If you can't tell, I'm horrible at guessing games. I'm gonna go out on a limb and... Is it your birthday tomorrow? Is it your birthday tomorrow by chance, Batman? Someone having a birthday sometime soon? No? Oh, so I don't know who this is then, Batman. I don't know who this is. I need more clues and hints. All right, we're gonna take out a Magic Chris. And just walk through a dungeon here real quick, because I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to log off relatively soon. I gotta go hang out with my family for at least a little bit, so they at least know that I'm still alive here. Right? My girlfriend's inside the house with the wee one. And it'd be nice if they actually know that I'm still kicking. Oh, this is cool. You can actually run up the river? Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't know about that. I remember back in the day when I was like a newbie and stuff like that, and orcish mages used to just scare the bejesus out of me. I used to be so afraid of orcish mages. Because every once in a while, on a rare chance, you'll get one that pops an E-bolt, and holy jumping. Like, as a newbie, you'd be at like 50 health, all of a sudden you're at 10 health, right? Oh, Batman. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know then who this would actually be then. Because if you know who I thought it was... Because that's who I thought it was, to be honest, bud. I figured that it would have been the birthday boy. Here, give me 2 seconds. I gotta go to the washroom here really bad. I'll be right back here. Do I have... Oh, brings you right out into the orcish fort. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I just gotta go to the washroom here real quick. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Hello again. Hello again. Hello again. I'm back again. I'm back again. All right. Hello again. Hello. I'm back again. Wait, what? I know how you Lift. Oh. I was like, wait, what? Well, I hope you're having fun in the stream. I hope you're being entertained, folks. But, like I was saying, on that note, I have to head out here because I didn't realize what time it was. Today flew by, folks. Today was way too much fun. I was having way too much fun today, and I did not know it was this late. I figured it was closer to like 10 o'clock, and it's closer to like 11:30 here, folks. So I definitely should get going here. Hey, computer, turn right light blue.
Okay.
Hey, computer, turn left light red.
Okay.
Hey, all right. We're back in it. We're back in it here. We've got our regular lighting here. Now that we're done playing with Dakmoor, we got our regular lighting here. So we are back to the red and blue, our Star Wars colors, right? Picking up our Star Wars colors, of course. But on that note, I will be heading out here. I will be obviously raiding a fellow streamer because we love to keep the love going, especially with all the love we've had today. One thing I wanted to talk about too was, again, for anyone that wants to check out the server is now dropped down below. Click on the link, follow. It's free to play, free to download, free to have some fun with us, right? Also too, if you want to, join up to the Discord as well. The Discord, we have a lot of fun. We're always dropping memes and stuff like that. If you are an Ultima Online player, if you want to join the guild or not and just want some place to hang out and learn about, you know, different tips and tricks for Ultima Online, by all means, join the Discord server. There's a lot of good information cycled through the Ultima Online section. And on top of that, just thank you everyone for viewing today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having fun today. I know I had a lot of fun. And of course, take your healing potions with you, right? Everyone needs to take the potions for the day, right? You got your healing potion. So if you're not feeling healed up, you need a little bit of health, take that with you. Get healed up for the day, right? Also too, one of our cool new potions we just got recently is our Potion of Evolution, all right? So with this potion here, all of my viewers are super awesome. But let's be honest, we could all be that little bit more awesome. So take the Potion of Evolution, sip on it as you need it, and evolve into the next you, right? And just in case you start running out of health, just in case you start running out of mana, and you need a little bit more, here's your mana potion too, right? Plenty of potions here, but here's your mana potion, just in case you got a mana up, in case you got to do another mana dump or something like that on someone. Who knows, right? But thank you for the views today, everyone. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Axel, thank you last week for following. Diabolic Merlin, thank you for following. Young Zet, thank you for following. Steve, thank you for following. And today, Ryan Prasad, PA Coupons, Kim, Kelsey, Antoine, Ray, Marco, again, thank you everyone for liking the stream, for viewing, for enjoying the content. That's why I'm here, right? Like I always joke, but it's so serious. I could be doing this without the camera on. You're the reason why I keep coming back, folks. So hopefully you enjoy. And on that note, hi everybody! Thanks for viewing! Trike here wants to say thank you for viewing as well. He's like my little on-air companion here. I also have we're gonna bring in a new one as well here, folks. I know what he's supposed to be, but it's not what he's going to be, all right? So just for point of reference, this is gonna be our, give me a second here. Oh, as my headset hits my mouse here, I just want to send you out with this here. All right, this is our friend the dragon. So The dragon comes out every once in a while whenever he feels the need for some treasure. All right. So hopefully in the future we see him, and hopefully he's okay, and hopefully, you know, he's treated well on stream, right? We're gonna have to give him a name. So in the future, everyone, start coming up with names for our dragon here. Okay. He's gonna be our pet dragon for whenever we're playing Ultima. So we gotta think of a name. So drop on Discord, start dropping some names, and whatever I feel fits, we're gonna drop down, just like fishing up a squid. But without further ado, let's raid another channel. Let's have some fun. Keep the fun going here, right? Keep the fun going. Oh, Brother Respect. All right. Brother Respect. Let's give Brother Respect some respect. So this is another Ultima Online streamer. I don't know if he's streaming right now, but he's a super, super cool guy. Really cool energy. So by all means, show him as much love as you've been showing me, and keep healed up, everyone. Make sure you stay healed up. And if you got extra healing, give it to someone else today. Sure, people could probably use it throughout everything going on. All the best, everyone. Peace out, much love, and have yourselves a great day. Peace. And for everyone not on Twitch, thank you again. Follow, like, share. Always appreciate the views, everyone. Have yourselves a lovely day. And much love, everyone. You're the best. Welcome to the Spiritually Initiated.